Imagine you're standing at the edge of a vast forest. You're holding a map, but the path isn't clearly marked. You know that inside this forest lie treasures, but also dangers, tricky paths, sudden drops, and maybe a few wild animals. Now that forest is like the financial world, full of opportunities and risks. And the map? That's your financial strategy, your plan to navigate through this wilderness. But how do you make the smartest decisions to reach your goals, avoid the pitfalls, and maybe catch a glimpse of those treasures? Let's start right here together by focusing on how to make smart decisions with your money. And no, you don't need to know everything or predict the future to make good financial choices. You just need a few good strategies. Let's explore these together. First off, let's talk about clarity. When I say clarity, I mean knowing what you want and why you want it. I once had a friend who wanted to invest in the stock market because everyone else was doing it. When I asked him why, he didn't have a clear answer. Without clarity, it's like wandering in that forest without knowing where you want to go. So spend some time understanding what your goals are. Is it early retirement, buying a home, or simply building a safety net? When you know your why, you have a compass that guides your decisions. Next, let's delve into the idea of risk. Risk is inherent in every investment you make, but understanding your personal risk tolerance is crucial. Think of your risk tolerance as a personal weather forecast. Some people thrive in sunshine, while others dance in the rain. Knowing what kind of weather you prefer helps you decide what to pack. Similarly, knowing how much risk you can handle will determine what kinds of investments make sense for you. Consider diversification, which is like not putting all your eggs in one basket. It's one of the most recommended strategies to manage risk. I remember a time in my early investing days when I put a large chunk of my money into a single tech stock because I was convinced it was going to skyrocket. It didn't, and it was a painful lesson. Diversification helps protect you from these hard lessons because if one investment doesn't perform well, others might still keep you afloat. Now, let's talk about emotions. Financial decisions often trigger emotions like fear and greed. Picture this: you're witnessing a stock you own skyrocketing. The greedy part of you wants to hold on forever, expecting it to keep climbing. Or you watch it plummet, and fear tells you to sell to cut your losses. Emotions are like those wild animals in the forest. They can be unpredictable and dangerous if not managed carefully. One way to handle them is by setting clear rules for when to buy or sell and sticking to them, come rain or shine. Another mental model I find incredibly useful is thinking in probabilities rather than certainties. Investing is not about being right 100% of the time. Think of it like a game of chess. Even the best chess players don't win every match, but they have a strategy that gives them the best chance of winning more often than losing. By considering the probabilities of various outcomes, you can make more balanced decisions that are not swayed by the latest market frenzy. Also, never underestimate the power of patience. In a world that glorifies quick wins, the greatest rewards often come to those who wait. It reminds me of the story of the tortoise and the hare. Slow and steady often does win the race, at least in the world of investing. Compounding, which Albert Einstein supposedly called the eighth wonder of the world, works best over the long term. The longer you give your investments to grow, the more powerful compounding becomes. Lastly, let's talk about learning and adapting. The financial world is always changing, much like our forest. New paths open up while others become overgrown. Keeping your knowledge up to date is vital. Read, listen, and learn continually. If you make a mistake, analyze it, learn from it, and adapt your strategy. Every decision, right or wrong, is a step forward in your journey. In conclusion, smart decision-making in investing is an ongoing process. It's about having clarity, managing risk, keeping emotions in check, thinking probabilistically, practicing patience and continuously learning. As you make your way through the financial forest, remember that each decision is a step toward your destination. Sometimes you'll need to pause, reassess your map, and adjust your course. And that's perfectly okay. It's part of the journey. So as you reflect on these ideas, think about how they apply to your own financial adventure. What are your goals and how clear are they? How do you handle risk and emotion in your decisions? Let these reflections guide you, just like a star might guide a sailor at sea. After all, the smartest investment decisions aren't just about the money. They're about crafting a life that aligns with your values and dreams.